I'm really unsure why I'm doing this. Mainly just for myself, I guess. It's just gonna be a rant or something. Anyways, so I was talking to someone and we got into this conversation. It got me thinking. I was just wondering, when do you sugarcoat things or just say something straightforward or blunt, whatever? Which is better? I have a mental disorder, and it's not something I really hide. Anyone who really comes across me, I tell straightforward about it. Well, I don't tell them exactly what I have. I don't know that. I don't really have a clear diagnosis yet, though my strengths are leaning towards one, and it's not one most strengths or even people like to deal with, even though on the outside I guess it doesn't really seem too bad. Well, to me it doesn't really seem too bad, but it's one that drives people away, I can tell you that. But anyways, so I take medication and crap, and I talk to shrinks quite regularly. And even though I'm not as functional as most people, I'm better than I was before. Well, I guess I am. That's how it appears to me. But anyways, so I don't know. So I haven't really seen this person in a while. Well, we started seeing each other again a few days ago, actually. But a week or so. Whatever. So I haven't seen him for months, and during that time, that's when I started taking my meds and seeing the shrink. And I think I was improving and doing well. I was able to do the stuff I was able to do before, and people told me they saw a difference, and I seemed happier and, less crazy. I don't know. Just, it's hard to explain how I am, whatever. Most of the time, if I wasn't neurotic, I would just be psychotic. I guess that could sum it up. Um, but yeah, and these people seem to think I was doing fine and telling me how, well, basically just encouraging me and telling me I can do this and this and this and and I truly believed it. And I guess I set some goals up for myself, which this person said is kind of unreachable to me, which I guess it is. But for a while, I guess I truly believed I'd be able to do these things, and I could feign happiness. I believed I was somewhat happy. Or something, I don't know. And I was fine, really. I wasn't this or that, just indifferent. But I, I, I don't know. I don't know how I was. I felt better about myself and more confident, and I went back to thinking I could do whatever I wanted. I used to have that kind of mentality. I used to be a go-getter, someone who people thought would do great things and all this other bullshit, and I truly believed it too. And I guess I went back to that for a while. I never really showed my full potential, but the little that I did seemed to be enough for people, so I thought it was enough for me. So I get into this conversation with this person, and he's very realistic and straightforward. He doesn't really sugarcoat anything or doesn't lie to me just to make me feel better. And I don't know, like after that conversation, I felt really hurt, and I felt like shit, and I haven't really felt like shit for the longest time. I mean, I've been down, yeah, sure, but it's been a while since I've actually felt hurt. Like, I wanted to cry, but I didn't, thankfully. Glad I didn't cry. Yeah, before I'd cry over everything, and I'd be completely hysterical and overreacting. But yeah, and most people I know, I guess, would say he was just being an asshole and all this other shit. But he really wasn't being an asshole. I know he genuinely cares for me. And if he didn't, he wouldn't be telling me this shit. And he doesn't want to see me suffer. I know that. And if anything, the people who have been sugarcoating everything to me and saying I could do this and this are the assholes. Because they've known for the longest time that I wasn't right in the head. And they never said or did anything for me or tried to make me get help. And after I've gotten help, they even admitted that they knew something was wrong and that they're glad that I finally got help. But it didn't have to be that way. I didn't have to suffer as long as I did. If those people who said they genuinely cared for me and were glad that I got help actually forced me to get the help that I needed back then, years ago, I wouldn't have cared if they dragged me kicking and screaming, but it would have saved me a lot of grief and heartache and all this other bullshit. You know? And even though I felt like shit after talking to him, I'm happy. Well, not happy. Well, maybe. I don't know. More grateful. Because if he didn't come along now like he did before, he's actually the one who dragged me. Well, yeah, a couple of times he dragged me to get help and get medication and all this shit, and probably why I'm doing as well as I am right now and why I'm still alive. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's hard to say. Is it better to feel like shit but know that you'll eventually move forward, or just let someone just sit still as long as they're happy and just wait till they're ready, or when they feel that they're ready? Oh no, it really got me thinking. I guess it just hurt because I knew he was right, and because no, you kind of you fool yourself, like put yourself into denial so you don't have to think about how hard shit is, or like it's just, I don't know. It's hard knowing that every feeling or thought you have is incorrect, and that the way you react to things or say seems normal to you, but to everyone else it's wrong, and you have to rate it, and that you have to reteach yourself the most basic of things from childhood and relearn it in a couple of months or weeks, or else people think that you're not trying hard enough or you don't care to try at all, and that's completely not true. I feel like I've done a lot of progress since I was before, but apparently I've barely moved an inch, and that inch took everything in me to do, and to know I still have a long way to go. It's absolutely draining, and I don't know where to go from here, what to do. I don't know. I guess I needed that talk. If he hadn't brought this up to me, if he wasn't always on me about stuff, I guess I really wouldn't give it much thought. I wouldn't get very far. Just, I don't know. Fuck it, right?